Ladies and gentlemen, it's about time. Greetings all of you alpha and beta male and females, it's Karl here. Welcome to my F1 2020 My Team career mode.
Welcome to my team.
No BTEC Karl, it is in fact my team. Stop trying to hog the limelight, please. Well, here we are. I can't really believe we're here. We're finally here. A bit later than most, but we'll ignore that. But this absolute behemoth of a game mode is finally here for the whole world to feast upon until we are all fat and lumpy, and I am all for it. However, we do have a bunch of boring admin stuff to do. However, I'm not going to bore you too much with it, as I'm sure you've watched everybody else do it. So without further ado, let's speed on through all of the admin right now. Okay, I know every big YouTuber ever has chosen Honda. But I'm not, so we're going to go for Mercedes.
Cool.
Oh my goodness me. It's India's finest. There's no way we can turn down a supreme offer like this. Man, f*** that shit. There you go then, you swaggy dogs. Engine all chosen, sponsor all chosen, second driver. I sound like Sean Connery, what's going on with me? Anyways, cars all painted and whatnot. It's time to go to an interview with Will Buxton.
Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3.
Hello folks, and welcome to the HQ of Formula One's newest team. We've been invited backstage to gain an exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years.
Whatever happens this season, you've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of both managing and driving for a Formula One team?
Well, as the minnows that are PR Motorsport, I would have to say, yes, we're very ready for this.
Every team needs 2 drivers, but what was it that drew you to your teammates?
Well, I do have to say, Correas, I saw a lot of potential in him, to be honest with you. You didn't give me much flipping choice though, did you?
No one aims to finish bottom of the table. Who's the team you're aiming to beat?
Well, as Minnows PR Motorsport, we think that Mercedes deserve a good trouncing by at least race 5. But if we're going to be more realistic, I'd say Haas is a good starting point. Got a good engine, they seem pretty quick, so why not? It's a good bar to set in my opinion.
How are you expecting the car to feel out on track?
Well, good, to be honest. I didn't use all of my Brazilian tobacco money for nothing, so I'd rather hope that the car feels pretty good out on track. Nice and glued to the corners is how I like a car on track. Yes, the power unit's good, but we've got Mercedes, so we don't need to worry about that shit. We just need good aerodynamics in my opinion. I like a car that's very sticky to the track. Although chassis is quite good for that as well, so let's not bog ourselves down too much.
The other teams now have years of experience, both on and off the track. How are you planning to catch up to them?
Being genuinely serious for a minute though, if you haven't played it yet, when you get to these kinds of questions, that will determine what your car is good at on track. So be very, very careful what you choose in that sense.
Overtaking is a key part of this sport. How have you ensured that your car can take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way?
Well, Mr. Buxton Water, let me tell you something. It's because you've got Mercedes power unit. No chance for the field to catch up. We're going to eviscerate them every single time in a straight line.
And finally, which of your new departments are you most proud of?
This question will determine which department basically has the most upgrades within the actual facility itself, meaning you can upgrade that department more. So I'm going to say aero. Love a bit of aerodynamics on my car. Thank you very much.
Well, that's about all we've got time for here. We will see how this fledgling team fares in its first Grand Prix.
That's the end of the interview. Now we're going to head into the actual headquarters themselves. Every YouTuber's probably talked about it already, so I'm just going to abridge it for you quite quickly. Let's go. Facilities. There are 6 of these, but you need to use money and resource points to upgrade them, so be very careful where you spend them, as money in this world is very scarce. Also, you can go into the departments and see what's what in them, and oh Christ, they look like algae. Onto the R&D tree though, and upgrading your facilities will unlock more paths to upgrade your car. However, apart from that, it's exactly the flipping same. You've also got activities you can put in on this calendar-based system. So you can fill up your calendar before races and whatnot to use up your time, upgrade your acclaims for a team, maybe boost some department morale, maybe make your second driver an absolute beast! Up to you really, not gonna lie. That concludes all of the stuff you can get up to in the headquarters. Let's head over now to the car reveal. Fantastic. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the PR Motorsport machine. Let me just talk you through this sexy boy quickly. Colours on the car are blue, black, and a line of green along the side, as you can see. Blue is my favourite colour, and black generally contrasts quite well with blue, along with just a hint of British racing green on it, because why not, to be honest with you. All of that being despite there's no green in the badge, it's blue, white, and black. And that concludes to one thing, probably. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. However, we got loads of resource points from all of that, so it's time to get some upgrades. Gonna get some front downforce, because for some reason, the team only got me rear downforce. So thanks very much, team. Very cool. And you're probably wondering about the team name. Well, it stands for Piranic Racing Motorsport. Yep, great information there. However, we've now arrived at the Australian Grand Prix weekend, and there's not much more to do other than to go to qualifying and hopefully spark a real surprise, which would be great because we then really could call it a PR stunt. So let's get right into it.
All personnel be aware, car leaving.
The silky smooth Mercedes engine and the chassis of the PR Motorsport Mark 1 roll out onto the track. A few burnouts in celebration. We are here at the Australian Grand Prix. We haven't even done pre-season testing or anything like that. We just rocked up to a weekend with some Brazilian tobacco money, and now we apparently mean business. So let's see how much business we do mean around Australia. Coming up towards turn 1, 5th gear this year. The downforce is incredible on this year's cars. Even on this FOM car, it's pretty scintillating, I can't lie. However, it is just the first lap in Q1. We're not going to expect too much here, so let's just sit... Oh, we're actually quite quick. And as we roll on through the session, we're currently in P11, so we're firmly into Q2. We don't even have to do another run as it stands. However, I don't settle for second best, so we're going to go round again for another lap. And I'm going to show you the whole lap to prove that I am not a rambunctious fraud. So coming through turn 1, a little bit more skew whiff than the first time round. Losing some time, actually, but it's fine. We're going to move on. There's a whole lap to do. Braking at the black box there. Hard on the brakes. Third gear to get the stability. Try and use as much of the track as you can. Get the car turned in for that corner. Fourth gear and then full throttle through this one. Use a lot of the curb on the outside. I am running on strict corner cutting rules for the first time in a long time. And in F1 2020, strict rules are strict rules. So if you turn them on, beware, you're in for a rogering if you feel like track extending. Third gear through here, using as much of the outside curb as you dare. Like, I'm probably on the brink of track extending there, so you've got to be so careful on this year's game to try and not track extend it too much. Seventh gear through here, taking a lot of curb through that second part of the chicane, and then powering on through DRS wide open. Braking about halfway in between 150 meter board. I didn't brake that far ahead, and so I got it really tightly turned. However, fifth gear through here just to get some engine braking through there. Trail braking through this corner, very important to make sure the car gets turned in through here. Bit of a lift off. The car doesn't have the downforce yet, which is surprising because I focused on aerodynamics, so what the f is that? But coming across the line, it's a 20.8 and P10 for us. That was incredible. And no, we are not a fraud, and no AI glitch times can stop us from getting P10 Incredible work from us. However, I wonder how my teammate did. Oh dear. We might have one slight problem. On to Q2 then, and coming through the first corner, 5th gear once again, and that was very gnarly, Jesus Christ. A couple of questions. Should we be anywhere near the top 10? No, we shouldn't. It's the first time our team has gone around Australia. We should be nowhere near. Should I have turned the difficulty up? Yes, it was on 104. I don't understand, really. I thought it would be more tricky. But across the line, P13. Nice work. And P13 is where we stay, and therefore we'll start tomorrow in the race, which is fantastic. You might have seen at the bottom, I turned my ERS down to none. I deliberately did that so I didn't get into Q3, because I want the fresh set of tyres for the race tomorrow. Difficulty will be going up to 106, so don't you worry. And with that being said, let's get straight in to the first race for PR Motorsport.
It's finally time once again to begin what promises to be another thrilling season of Formula One action.
Fucking Jesus!
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
5 lights are coming on. I shall not let you down, Jeff. New sound for the lights this year, but it is lights out and away we go for the first race of the season. And it's initially a bad start, but it's a great run-up. We easily get past Norris, and that's fantastic stuff. We even try and have a crack at the racing point of Perez. However, it's not to be. We're going to have to stick behind Norris trying to get us, as we got a little bit wayward on the curb there coming through turn number 2. But it's absolutely fine. We remain in P12, and that would be a good starting position, or would it? Diving down the inside of both Perez and Kvyat. I didn't expect to get the pair of them, but that is an added bonus. We'll absolutely take that. We're lying in P10. We're in points already, even with the difficulty turned up by 2 points. Maybe I should have turned it up more realistically, but we won't need to talk about that, ladies and gents. However, coming on to the end of the lap, we do maintain our position of P10, and on to lap 2. That is where we shall stay, coming through turn number 1. Very stable indeed. Do I think we're going to move forward in this race? No. Probably not. We probably don't deserve it either, because our car is nowhere near the pace of the McLarens and the Renaults. But we will try our best. Welcome to strict track limits being very strict. Bruh. But now we have a job to focus on, and that's trying to keep up with Sainz while keeping Kvyat behind. And we seem to be pulling a bit of a gap to Daniel Kvyat behind, which is pretty excellent. And we're just trying to keep within a second of Sainz, because we need that DRS. If we have that DRS, we can use him as a bit of an anchor to get away from Kvyat and Perez as well. That racing point having a good bit of pace on him ever since the patch was done. However, my pace is looking a bit like flushed away too. Non-existent. So we're on lap number 6 now, because nothing has been happening for these past few laps. It's been the same as always. Me using Carlos Sainz's slipstream if I can. Not anymore, as you can see. And Kvyat using DRS behind us to try and overtake us. However, it's been the same story. He's just not close enough, and we're able to defend for the rest of the lap. So that's pretty excellent. And coming through now into Sector 2 towards the high-speed chicane. Very fun place. And that is ridiculous. Granted, it was a cut, as we're getting all kinds of sideways here. That is pretty ridiculous. What on earth are we doing out there? Racing or surfing, apparently. I don't know. Well, drifting would probably been a better suggestion for that one. But we carry on. Lap number 7 we are on, and we are still defending from an angry Russian boy behind, whilst Carlos Sainz is remaining in a window of about 1.5 seconds to about 2 seconds ahead of us. So we're not that much slower than him, even on 106 difficulty. So maybe it's 107 or 108 next at this rate, but we'll have to see how Bahrain goes. But we're not yet. There's a few cars coming to pits. We're up to P9, which is pretty excellent. However, through turn 1, we're not exactly getting over that curb as much as we could. And so Kvyat is going to have a better opportunity here with a DRS, and probably his overtake wide open down towards turn 3. Nope. Nothing coming of that. We do remain in P9. And so we shall remain for a little while longer, as Kvyat can't find a way past us, and we can't find a way anywhere near Carlos Sainz or any of the cars ahead of us. So we just carry on as we are. As a few more cars come in. P4 going up to P3. We're on the podium, lads. Look at this in our first race. We really are causing a PR stunt here. However, end of lap 11, Daniel Kvyat has pulled the trigger, and so has Lance Stroll behind him. They've both come into the pits for a fresh set of, I believe, hard tyres. We're up to P2! Oh my word, it's absolutely beautiful. I could cry. Oh, it's amazing. Bottas is behind. We're sliding about. Oh, it's all going tits up. And even more so, as an angry Bottas was hounding us all the way through the laps. So much so that, not purely because of him, but because my tyres are completely shot, I was sliding about all over the place. There he is again, but we squeeze him out. Not today, Finnish boy. And we are going to come into the pits on this lap to fit the medium tyres. However, it is bad news as we get out on track on our fresh set of boots. Norris and Kvyat jump us, and that is awful news as there's a yellow flag behind us, actually. And that's Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll is out of the race. What a shame.
Safety car. No overtaking. Reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up.
Safety car is out and about. Well, hello, my old friend, because I didn't see a wink of you in F1 2019. I never saw the safety car once in my career mode there, and in the first episode of F1 2020 My Team, we get a safety car. That's pretty beautiful, and we do catch up to it on the next lap. However, this is all very boring. You don't want to see me nearly hitting into Kvyat and weaving about the circuit like a moron. So we're going to skip on ahead to the restart with the help of my friend, Fortnite Thanos. Right, oh Nelly, the heat has been turned up here in Australia. Safety cars peeled into the pits, and now we can get our pedal to the metal. Pedal to the metal. Karl, that's a flower. What are you doing, mate? I'll tell you something, though. The medium tyres immediately did not feel good for me at all. They just didn't want to grip up, and through acceleration zones, they were absolutely awful. I don't know why. They've hardly been worn under the safety car, and they weren't cold, because I made sure the temperatures were in check. However, what is this spicy little hot dog? It's Vettel and the two McLarens getting in a little bit of a scrap, and suddenly, it's not looking like P10 or P9. Maybe P8 could be on the cards for us if we play our cards right, of course. So through the last corner, we could be well and truly in pursuit of a Ferrari, and that would be quite a statement to make on our first race. Can we do it? Oh my god, we could do it down the inside. That's a feeble attempt. That is an extremely feeble attempt. There's nothing doing for that one. However, hope is not lost yet, because on to the next lap, he's still there, firmly in our sights. And remember, this is our first race as a team, and we're all over the Ferrari's gearbox. What an absolute statement that would be, overtaking F1's most prestigious team, arguably. But either way, he's tiptoeing behind the McLaren, and us on our mediums, we are looking quite potent. The dirty air is feeling very real in this game, but hopefully that shouldn't stop us. With our extreme pace around Australia, we could get the Ferrari and send emotions into the stratosphere. Can we do it? No. No, we couldn't do it. Well, okay, that's a bit annoying. Well, Lando Norris is up the road next, and he was looking pretty slow with Vettel hounding him for 2 laps. Whoa. So, we've got a tyre grow. He's getting a bit squirmish there. That's pretty interesting. Let's hope we can put him under that same kind of pressure onto lap 20. As you can see, Vettel and Kvyat fighting away. And this is basically the story of the race now, unfortunately. We just kept making small mistakes, and as a result of that, we just couldn't get close enough to him. And that's really annoying, because we genuinely had the pace to properly have a go at him. Vettel's overtaking Kvyat all of the while, and now we really have to exert our authority if we can, because we need to get past. If we want any advantage on these mediums towards the end of the race, we need to get past. DRS wide open. We're getting closer and closer, but not enough. We cut turn 1 fine, but we clip the curb. We're sliding about, and that's so frustrating. We miss out on another golden opportunity. However, more may be presented to us as Norris takes a bit of that curve, gets very unsettled. We just can't find an avenue through, though. And you might be saying, just send it. What have you got to lose? Well, I'm on simulation damage, and trust me, a tiny tap of contact does damage your front wing in this game, and then it's curtains for the rest of the race. And it's just an absolutely awful sight to see. And so we're stuck behind Norris as we come on to the next lap. These mediums are starting to go off behind them. So onto lap 23 we go. And lap 24. And then, well, lap 27. Because genuinely nothing happened. In fact, the only good thing that happened is coming onto the end of lap 27 here. Still stuck behind Norris and Kvyat. Yellow flags up ahead. The Alpha Tauri of Daniel Kvyat as he comes across, trying to take us out. Naughty boy. Out of the race. And now we're presented with another golden opportunity. Lando Norris. The only car between us and a points-paying position. Imagine the fairy tale. Didn't even do pre-season testing. Looking like absolute underdogs. We were the MasterCard Lolas of the grid. And now we are challenging the likes of McLaren, Can we overtake him and score a point in this race?
No. No, it's not even close, lads.
Frustratingly, P11 is the best we could manage for this race. Norris's hard tyres chimed in to perfection. Our mediums went off way too much. Bottas wins the first race of the season. Is anyone even surprised it's a Mercedes? The answer is no. However, let's not get bogged down by the negatives. The matter of fact is we should be nowhere near the top 10. In fact, nowhere near the top of the midfield. The Maccas should be miles ahead. And it's partially because the difficulty is too low, and I've accepted that. But also because we've driven out of our skin all race. It's been an incredible showing from the PR Motorsport team. It is P11.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for
Anyway, as you can see, P11, very nice shift from us, not too shabby at all. In the end, yes, we didn't get points, however, like I said, we should be nowhere near the points, so in the end, I'm not too displeased about that. However, I am displeased about strict track limits because, oh my giddy aunt, that was frustrating to race with. Keeps you on your toes, but it gets you mega scared to even go, like, 1 centimetre too far off the track. Which is good, I suppose, but also... too strict? Can I say that? However, let's see how Juan Manuel did. A pretty good shift from him as well, even though he didn't qualify very well in the race, he pulled it together. He comes P15, ahead of both KarlsCars, ahead of Sergio Perez. So incredible work, a great showing from the PR Motorsport team in its first outing, and hopefully we can have many, many more of those to come, starting off with our next crusade in Bahrain, of course. But the difficulty will be going up, so that could be subject to change very quickly. However, we'd be getting some acclaim, as you can see. Juan Manuel be at level 4, and the team goes up to level 2. Excellent stuff, and I believe that means we can get a secondary sponsor as well. So that is very good news. However, we will deal with all that admin stuff as we get some good dosh in the next episode. Like I said, in Bahrain, be sure you don't miss it, because I'm sure it will be a corker. Until then, thank you for watching, and that badge rendering is an abomination to my name. I see where all the budget went, guys. Do please consider liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell, so then you don't miss a single one of these future My Team episodes coming up, and plenty more F1 2020 content. I do also have social medias which you can go and follow to keep yourself doubly updated on all the proceedings. Links will also be down in the description below. But as we have a look at what is a very B-Tech power unit facility, we will fix that in the near future, I am sure. Until the next one, though, thank you all very much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you very soon.
Jump.